What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react to this video called Nobody Told Me That Norway Was This Good. So, this is a video by a fellow American named Christopher Russell, where he talks about his experience visiting Norway and apparently how Norway like totally changed a lot of his perspective. And you know, many of us Americans have never traveled outside of the United States in our whole life. So today, I'm really interested to hear about what his experience was like in Norway and why Norway in particular stood out to him so much. So let's take a look.
Nobody told me Norway was this good.
Oh my
If they
God.
did, I must have tuned out. I
Oh my
touched down in Norway
God.
expecting a beautiful few days stop on this Nordic tour. Some fresh air, maybe a few good views, and some meals worth remembering, but I ended up getting so much more, and it'll probably stick with me for a long, long time.
Interesting. Like, I would imagine, like, when any American finally travels outside of the United States, heck, not even just American, like anybody in the world, when it's the first time you ever travel to a different country, a different culture, a different like that's got to be pretty amazing, and it's going to change your perspective in some shape or form. It's just it seems like he traveled to Norway kind of expecting like, oh, it's got fjords, like, oh, Norway, it's beautiful, and like it sounds like something about, I don't know, maybe the culture or the experience like kind of surprised him. Like he's saying, like it's more amazing than he thought. So this sounds very interesting. A surprisingly
First
warm
impressions,
welcome.
you say? Okay, the airport. Tromsø Airport came off to me as like some secret location that nobody knew about. It's just so far north that it just kind of made me feel like nobody else was there. But
I mean, look at this landscape for one thing. This is so like when I say this is so different from what most Americans are used to. This is insane. And yeah, it's beautiful, but it also does look kind of like the middle of nowhere.
of course there are. Tromsø Airport was small and quaint, clean and non-packed. It just seemed to get straight to the point. There was nothing extra, and that's what I like. Couple their airport with
So it was simple. It wasn't crowded, which is I love that. Like, is that a thing in Norway? Like, you guys have a pretty small population. Is it less crowded because of that? You would think. I mean, it depends on how. In Norway is a pretty big country, like land area. So is this normal for it to be kind of like calm and not too crazy? Because I guess if you go to like Oslo, there's going to be more people, right? But like generally speaking, I don't know. It depends. In the United States, it really depends. But I don't know. The idea that an airport is this peaceful, that's not something you really see in the United States.
their taxi service, which was outstanding, and this town was already making a great impression on me. They had a few different taxi companies to choose from, so maybe I just got lucky, but man, did we get the nicest driver ever. And he had one of those new BYD electric SUVs that was plush as. So not only did we
So even the welcome is like making an impression on him. And it's all the little things, I swear, that are so cool. Quiet, peaceful airport, simple, really nice driver. Um, in America, a lot of us own our own cars, but if you're traveling, you might Uber or something, and it's totally hit or miss if you're gonna get somebody nice or not. So if they're an Uber driver, they're probably going to act nice because they want a good rating. But you're certainly not going to be in a fancy electric car.
Have a really nice conversation with the driver on our, less than 20-minute drive to our hotel. But your man was kind of riding classy too. But not for nothing, Mans gave us a full scoop, where to go, how to get there, and we even got a friendly little backstory on why he chose to move and stay in Norway.
For me, I prefer small cities. I'm actually coming from village, but as well, villages here, I mean, it's super quiet.
Oh, see? Even the taxi driver is saying, like, Norway is quiet, which is a way of saying, I think it's just a way of saying it's a low population. So it's not so many people, and it's not so crazy, and I absolutely hate having to like wait in long lines for things like restaurants or whatever you're going to, and it's also just like uncomfortable when it's too big of a crowd and there's too many people and it's too noisy, and I could see why this like really sticks out to this American already. That aspect of Norway I've never really thought about before, but that sounds amazing.
Mans was friendly, warm, and helpful. And coming off of a semi-hectic previous 24 hours, that's kind of what a brother needed. I ain't gonna lie to you.
A room with a view.
The hotel lodge was nice and lush. It was called the Radisson Blue. I got it for a lovely cheap price, and I am happy for what I got for that price. Have a look.
How much? What? Are hotels cheaper in Norway? I thought everything was more expensive in Norway. So, what is this? Ooh, that's nice. Nice view. Coffee maker. Okay. I mean, everything is nice and pretty similar to a nice hotel room in the United States, except for this. Is this a lamp? Because this is the weirdest lamp I've ever seen. A shower. How much was it?
The room was up on the 9th floor, so I was able to see the Tromsø Bridge from there, called the Tromsø Brua. I'll talk about that later. And a clear view of the water, which I will repeat from another video, slows you down in the best way possible.
So cool. So cool. There are some American cities by water, but there's something different about this. The very architecture of Norway, like the buildings, are literally just different. And of course, the landscape. Like mountains in the distance. Oh, wow, you guys have like a harbor. Okay, we have some water sometimes, but not quite like this.
I will repeat from another video, slows you down in the best way possible. The staff was nice, the room was nice, the view was nice, that first night's sleep was nice. What do I think about the people, though?
The kindest of people. This is not, Norway has some stereotypes, mostly being that you're rich, that it's a beautiful country. Norwegians are known, if they're known for anything, it's being like blonde and maybe like straightforward or kind of like a hard shell to crack, like kind of like Americans are so outgoing and loud and in a way friendly, but Norwegians aren't exactly friendly in the same way, I thought. So this is interesting to me.
Sleep was nice. What do I think about the people, though? The lovely northern Norwegian folks of Tromsø. Am I about to say that they come off wealthy like the Swiss in Zurich? Am I about to say that they typically look unfriendly like the people here in Germany? Are they like Americans? No, none of those actually. What I personally picked
Oh
up
my
from
God.
the folks in this part of Norway was a complete unbotheredness. Everywhere I walked, folks was warm, polite, inviting. I pick up on energies, vibes. Within seconds of meeting someone and sometimes just seeing someone, I can typically pick up on what those people are giving off. Usually. Everybody here seemed to be okay with the idea that I happen to exist
Wow.
too. And I don't
I think I understand what he's saying, and I like it. He uses the word unbothered. Like, and that makes me think of like Americans can be very friendly, but it can almost be too much. And it can almost come across as fake or like insincere. It sounds like Norwegians are more authentically friendly. Maybe not as like outgoingly, annoyingly friendly, like at the drop of a hat all the time. Hi, hello. Like, how's your day going? Like, annoying. It's more like real. Friendly, but only when it makes sense, which I love that. I really appreciate that actually. I think we could use more of that in American culture.
don't mean that selfishly. What I mean was everything just felt harmonious. How about that? There was this moment where I was smiling at a doggo, and the owner had offered us a chance to pet her dog and give it treats. It was just
Whoa.
so lovely. That's
That's very friendly. What? That okay. Norwegians are just as friendly as Americans if you're letting us feed your dog.
next level friendliness. In some places, you get too close to their dogs, they get to barking at you. And I'm talking about the owners. I saw another example of the people and their mindset at this bibliothèque we stopped by. Yeah, the place looks a little aggressive on the outside, but it was unbelievably calm and quiet and clean. Everyone just respected the facility and what it was, which was a library. Bibliothèque is library.
I was like, what? I was like, what is a bibliothèque? It's a library. You guys have physical libraries. We do too. Obviously, with like computers and stuff, digitalization, they're not as popular anymore. But
Norwegian and some other languages.
Dumb on. They love to do that on people's videos in the comments.
wow. Okay. Nice. It's nice.
Funny thing about the bibliothèque, though, there was a movie theater inside downstairs. Books upstairs, cinema downstairs. That's balance, right? That's balance.
You have a movie theater in the bibliothèque? Is that normal? Also, you have like Hollywood movies. Do you guys just show movies in English? Because I know a lot of Norwegians speak English. Like in the movie theater, can you watch in English, or do they dub it in Norwegian? I don't know. I wonder.
But the point of it all is I just love how the people seem so relaxed and unbothered. All right, so now comes the food.
Food.
The seafood in Tromsø, top tier. I'm talking like catch of the day type fresh. It was my choice for 90% of the meals I had there.
Oh my God. Okay. Like most Americans, I don't eat much seafood at all. Sometimes not for years. Like in America, seafood is just not popular. It's not normal. I mean, you can get it, but you're considered like eccentric. Like, oh, he eats seafood. Wow. Like that. If it looked like this, maybe it would be more popular here.
And yes, part of the other 10% is the reindeer and whale that I had. Okay, listen. Was eating Rudolph and Moby on my list of things I wanted to try when I went to Norway? No. But hey,
What?
I did that. You know what else I like? The fact that the
So you can actually get whale meat. That is you can get that like any day in Norway. That's normal. Whale meat. I've heard about I know you guys have reindeer meat. That'd be interesting. That's enough, like a deer or a cow or whatever. That I can come to terms with that. But for a lot of Americans, they would have a serious issue eating reindeer because we associate reindeer with Christmas, and even more Americans would probably have an issue eating whale because we don't even think of whale as a food. We think they're kind of cute, or are they endangered, or I don't. That's interesting that you can do that. I'd be curious. Um, I'm not above eating it. I'd be curious to try.
Like the fact that the water is free everywhere. You never really have to buy any other drink if you don't want to, even though I did at times. Every place brings water by default. Even while walking through a tourist area of museums and a theme park, there was a place to just sit and drink that clean, fresh water that they just have available for you to grab there.
That's nice. In the U.S., you can order water for free at restaurants. That's true. They don't bring it out by default. That's not the default. That's really nice. That's just like automatic. Um, but I think legally in America, you can get water most places for free. Um, it's just not as accommodating. This is more accommodating actually, and it sounds like the water is better, like fresher by the sound of it.
So one thing that, oh, yes?
Yes.
So one thing that I really appreciate since I've been here is the fact that water is completely free. No matter what restaurant you go to, they're going to give you water for free. It's a big flask. Similar to the ones that are in the back of my head right there. We got that water for free. It's sitting up here at this restaurant, but we didn't want to order it.
In America, most water like this is free in the U.S. too. Actually, it's just not as good.
Drink, and they said all you have to do is grab your own glass and drink as much as you want. Free water. What are we doing? That's free water. And as clean as that water tastes there, something tells me that the shops ain't making money selling bottled water. They can't be. And now, the midnight sun.
Oh, okay.
This is where things got kind of spiritual for me. 2 in the morning, the sun's still up, and a pretty many people still working or just hanging out is unreal.
Wait, did he say 2 a.m. or 1:30? This is two in the morning? I didn't even process that. Because obviously this looks like the middle of the day. So in Norway, because of your geographical location with the sun, you can have this like the sun is out at midnight, or I would have thought people would try to sleep though, like keep it normal. There's people out like acting like it's just the normal time of day. It's kind of weird because it is, but it isn't. Like I can see where it would feel normal, but it's not. It's 2 a.m. It's weird.
So in these after hours that would be considered late night for you and I, there were still people up. And even then, I don't think I experienced one grouchy person or cold-shouldered person. It just still felt amazing to me. You feel it in the air. Here's a sidebar. I had been vibing since I arrived at the airport and in the taxi on the way to the hotel. I'll talk about this in another video, but there is a reason that this region is called the happiest place on the planet. And here is an Easter egg that I don't think anybody picks up on, but I am willing to bet that it is intentional and strategic. Everywhere we went, easy listening music. The hotel lobby, the shops, the restaurants, the library, 7-Eleven, even on the streets and the speakers up top.
What? There's speakers on the street? You're playing music? Easy listening music everywhere, all the time, even on the road? What? I had no idea that was a thing. Is this your secret? Is this the secret to happiness, or to like lowering stress? Like calming music? I have never heard of this.
Once did I hear anything loud, angry, or over chaotic. No
What?
mumble rap, no scream rock, no top 40 playlists of the same crap music that drives everyone up a wall. Just chill, moody, melodic instrumentals and soothing vocals.
Oh. So it's the type of music too. So this is not a joke. This is real. Wow. Yeah, in the US, you just hear like pop music, popular music. And it's really annoying. It gets old. Um, it's not necessarily good for like background music for your daily life. So this is like instrumental, calming. I want to hear that. What is this music?
And I swear, this changes things. It's like the whole city is just trying to prevent everybody's minds from glitching out. Even bars are given names like No Stress. I'll talk about this in another video, but know that it just might be intentional. And it works. But like I said, you're going to have to wait until I make a video about it because some of y'all just ain't ready for them
Interesting.
kind of talk.
Interesting. I had no idea about this. Very interesting. Is that common in all of Norway? The
So I ended up crossing
Tromsø.
the Tromsø Bridge. The taxi driver had suggested getting a ride over, but it took little less than 30 minutes on foot, and I'm glad I did it. It was worth it. The water below the bridge was spectacular. It was
Wow.
overcast this day, so it could have looked better with no clouds, but
Wow.
I still got a good idea of how great this place can look. It was kind of cool
So
that every
cool.
now and again somebody would pass by us on an e-scooter or a bike, and it was just normal
Ha.
locals looking like they were just commuting normally. But
Yeah. Here in the US, like walking for a lot of places, like small cities, towns, like a lot of the United States, really, outside of big cities, if you see somebody walking around, that's actually considered very, very strange. Like, everybody drives cars everywhere, all the time. If somebody's walking, I almost think like, do they need help? Like, are they okay? That such a massive difference.
again, though, I've just never seen a place that refuses to sleep look so peaceful.
Hippie
The next thing to
vibes.
highlight is the countryside. Like I said, when the sun is shining and lighting everything just right, colors really do pop like a painting. The
Wow.
hills, the water, the valley type architecture, to me, all gave off this hippie, really vibey energy. Everything is really settled down here. I mean, look at their Hard Rock Cafe.
I love the architecture, the wood, the water, the mountains. Norway is like inherently such a wonderfully calming, beautiful place. Like even just that like has such a power to it.
Compared to others. So looking at my notes here, there is so much more to come on this channel. I did take a cable car up to Mount Stornsteinen. I wanted to get a panoramic view of the town and also to see the midnight sun. I took a calming...
Oh, is that the end?
This is only Norway.
Okay. Okay. I think that's the end of it. That was fascinating. That was really cool, especially hearing like an American talk about their perspective. Like I can relate to what he is saying. The things that stuck out to him really stick out to me. And so it's cool to like see it through this perspective because I think when you live somewhere all the time, you don't even notice these things. So this was awesome. And yes, there are many things that were mentioned in this video that really show me what a special place Norway is. Oh my God. Amazing. So many things I wish we did here in the US. So I'm really glad I watched this. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on this great video. Nobody told me Norway was this good. I think a lot of Americans would be really shocked by this. So this was great. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and Norwegian things that I have never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.